Ladies and gentlemen, my name is KyleAye, and I am your coach of the Miami Donphans, and we are the only team that matters. And we have arrived in the APA, the American Pokemon Association, even though we have coaches from all around the world. But anyways, this is the official draft breakdown, draft recap, draft analysis for the Miami Donphans in the APA Season 3. And this is going to take place on Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, of course. And if you don't know about the Miami Donphans, we are a draft team. Basically what we do is we do Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, and we draft a team of usually 11 Pokemon, and we do a season where we do battles against a variety of other YouTubers, and we use our team of 11, and basically we pick 6 Pokemon every week that we think will do the best against our opponents. They're 11, and we try and basically, it's really fun. I have a lot of these leagues on my channel. I suggest that you check them out. And if you've never seen one of these draft recap videos, pretty much what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain each of the picks that I made, and I'm going to say maybe why I took them, or why I didn't take something else, or why I think this suits me, or whatever the reason may be, whatever is on my mind. So guys, if you are excited for another season, please do hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. And leave a comment and let me know what your favorite Pokemon is, because, you know, I check the comments, man. I respond to the comments. So, you know, let's get it. I want to let you know that the APA is a league that I am new to. I was not in this before. And, excuse me. And basically, myself and a few of my buddies were looking for a new league to join, and I am friends with one of the commissioners of this league. His name is Panther, and I was like, yo, man, what's up with that league? And he was like, hey, are you trying to get in? I was like, and he was like, okay, let's do it. So anyways, the way that the draft works is there are 16 coaches. If you look above here, there are the logos of all the coaches. And we have the third pick. So the number 1 pick is going to be my buddy A-Drive, way at the top, the St. Louis Rampardos, and then it goes this way. So we are the Miami Donphans. We have the third pick, and it's a snake draft. So it's going to go all the way down to the last pick right here, which is Panther in the Carolina Clefables. But then he's going to pick twice, and then it's going to go backwards. All the way back up to A-Drive, then he's going to pick 2 times. You get it? So it's like, it's always fair. Okay, so now that you kind of have an understanding of how that's going to work, let me tell you a few things that I was looking for in this draft. So typically whenever people do a draft, there's a few things that you're going to want. Usually they base it around cores, like a Fairy Dragon Steel core or a Fire Water Grass core are usually the 2 most common. And then in addition to that, there's other things that people look for. They may look for Stealth Rock users. They may look for Pokemon that get Rapid Spin, or they get Defog, or maybe they want Pokemon that's that can U-turn. Maybe they want Pokemon with Intimidate. Maybe they want, you know what I mean? There's so many things, okay? Everybody plays their own game, you know what I mean? So I just want to kind of let you know, I want to introduce you to the squad, okay? So without further ado, I want to let's get into it. With our very first pick, which is the 3rd pick overall, but is the first for my team, the Miami Donphans picked Taboo Koko, baby. And this is the Pokemon that I wanted so bad. Basically, when I joined this league, I wanted Koko. Like that was my thing. I was like, man, I hope I get a top 5 pick. You know, maybe like top 7. Otherwise, Koko's gonna be gone. Like no matter what. I went to Wingstop earlier. It's the first time I've ever been there. It's okay. I mean, it's not like the GOAT or anything, but, you know, shout out to them, I guess. But anyways, Taboo Koko. It is an incredibly fast, oh, sorry, hit the mic. An incredibly fast electric type. It has base 130 speed. So this is going to allow me to get huge momentum, whether I'm using Volt Switch or U-Turn, because Taboo Koko does get access to both. So I don't have to worry about ground types or, you know, Lightning Rod, Volt Absorb, whatever. I don't have to worry about that trapping me in and forcing me to hard switch, because I could just click U-turn. So if that's something I'm worried about, I can run either or either. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it does not get play rough, but it does get access to a variety of other moves, including Taunt, which is pretty cool. It also gets access to Roost, so I if needed to, I can use, you know, Recovery. So that's pretty cool. Of course, though, moves aside, it gets the Electric Terrain. The Terrain, okay? So we are able to boost the power of our Electric type Stab. So, you know, Stab, same type attack bonus, okay? So it's already going to get, its electric moves are already going to be stronger, but in the Terrain, I believe it gets a 50% boost. Let me take a look. Grounded Pokemon cannot fall asleep or will be woken up if they're already sleeping, and electric type moves are powered up by 50%. Okay, so 50% boost to electric type moves. So that is incredible, coming from Taboo Koko, who already has a base 115 attack stat and a base 95 special attack stat, meaning that I could even run special Taboo Koko if I wanted to, for some reason, not run a physical set. So that's really cool. It also gives me a fairy from the jump, which this is already probably the best fairy I've ever drafted. I know I had Sylveon in the WBE, and that was very good. I could have used it more, of course, but I think that Taboo Koko is... A lot of people say that this is a top 10 Pokemon. Some say that this is even a top 5 Pokemon in the draft format, so I'm very excited to have it, and I've always wanted one of these Tapu since they came out. And unfortunately they banned my girl KyleAye, but I don't really care for Bulu, so I would only use Coco or Feeny, and I'm glad we got Coco, man. So that's dope. But pairing up with Taboo Koko, I went with Hawlucha, and actually before I even get into that, let's go back to Taboo Koko real quick. All of my Pokemon are nicknamed after great friends of mine, whether they are friends that I have, whether they're family, whether they're people that I have known for years and years, whether they're Twitch subscribers or subscribers from YouTube or people I've met through YouTube, whatever. So we are naming Taboo Koko 4 because everything's going to get the number 4 in front of it, because it's going to be 4 blank for this person, for that person. It's going to be 4 Homeboy, which is going to be for one of my best friends. His name is Jordan, and I've known him for years and years and years, and his tag whenever he does game, you know, whether we're doing like Call of Duty or, you know, whatever the hell we're playing, his tag is always Homeboy. So it's going to be 4 Homeboys, Taboo Koko. But anyways, like I said, the next pick is Hawlucha. Now, I may have been called for reaching probably by every referee on the court for this one, if I'm being honest, man. Hawlucha, I have seen go drafted in late rounds in drafts. I've seen it go undrafted in some drafts, okay? So I definitely took it too early. But I had to make sure, I literally had to make sure that I got it on my team. I could not risk not getting it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. Of course, you know, it gets that Limber ability, so it can't be paralyzed, and it gets Mold Breaker, so it can, you know, it can hit through certain abilities. It can defy the laws of physics with abilities, okay? But in addition to that, it gets Unburden. And if you guys are watching my XBL content, you will know that I have Slurpuff on my team, and I am going hammer with Unburden. So I wanted to see what I could do with a fighting type with that ability. And in addition to being a fighting type, it is also a flying type, giving it a ground immunity to help out Taboo Koko. Now, Hawlucha has 118 base speed. Keep in mind that whenever I have Unburden, that's going to double. So this thing is going to be just ignorantly fast, okay? I can use items like the Electric Seed, so whenever I bring it out, I will instantly get +1 defense from the Electric Seed, and then I will get double speed for just sending them out. Like, Pokeball Go. Boom, +1 speed, or +1 defense, double speed. Let's get it. So, you know, that's really cool. And then, you know, Acrobatics is already Stab, but it'll be powered up even more from not having an item. So that's pretty cool. I can set up with Swords Dance and with Agility. This also gets access to Taunt and U-Turn. So both of my first two Pokemon with Koko and Hawlucha, both getting access to pivoting attacks, whether it be Volt Switch or U-Turn, and both getting access to taunts and access to Roost. So I thought that that was really cool personally, and this thing just gets a lot of moves that I like. Okay, I'm not gonna go into it, but I like Hawlucha, man. Hawlucha seems like a pretty badass Pokemon, and Hawlucha is actually going to be named after my brother Keegan. So it's going to be 4K9 because Keegan, and 9 is his favorite number. He was 9 always when he played sports, and K9 was his tag whenever, you know, he, whatever gaming or, you know, nickname he does. So we got 4K9, the Hawlucha, and Taboo Koko, maybe regular or shiny. Same as Hawlucha. It may be regular or shiny depending on the week, what I feel like doing. How I feel like the squad should be looking that day is how they're going to be looking that day. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into pick number 3. Pick number 3 is actually another Pokemon that I feel like I took early, and that is Porygon 2. Now, Porygon 2, first of all, is insanely bulky, okay? It's stupidly bulky, okay? And, you know, 85 HP with 90 in defense and 95 in special defense. Plus, I put Eviolite on there, you know what I mean? So, that's... It's going to get increased defenses. This thing is insane, okay? And it gets access to 3 great abilities, in my opinion. Analytic can be usable. It's probably the least good. I don't want to call it the worst because I don't think, because worst sounds negative to me, but it's the least, it's the third best ability it gets. How about I say that? It's the third best ability. Then, you know, with access to download and trace, download allowing me to get a stat boost and you know, kind of, you know, fish for some powered up attacks. That's pretty cool. And trace allowing me to scout opponents' abilities, which is going to be incredibly helpful. Plus, I can copy some abilities, so that could be pretty helpful as well. And it's always something to keep in mind. Plus, it gets, you know, obviously it gets recover. It only has one weakness, being fighting types, which is pretty cool. It gets access to foul play, of course. And it just gets a incredibly wide move pool, being a normal type. You know, it's going to get Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. It does not get a fire move, though, I don't think. I don't think it gets a fire move, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't matter. But it gets, like, really... It has a lot. I think it gets Shadow Ball, Solar Beam. Yeah. So, Signal Beam, it's just really cool, man. It's bulky. I do kind of think it's overrated, but I needed some bulk on my team, and this is one that I'm familiar with. As you guys know, I'm an offensive player. I play for style points, I play for fun, and I like to be on the offensive, but I do need some bulk on my team, and I want to go with bulky Pokemon that I know. Okay, so... that's why I went with Porygon 2, and y'all already know in the past I named my Porygon 2s Dry or Drynanigans, literally for my boy Drynanigans, Dry. So this one's going to be for Dry, and welcome back to the team, P2. Happy to have you, my boy, my boy, my boy. P2 is going to be regular, not shiny, just regular, because look at him, he's like bubblegum, cotton candy goodness. And coming up with our next pick, we are taking the girl, the thickness, the one, Serena. Now, Serena, God, my nose is itchy. Serena is such a cool Pokemon because of the fact that, well, one, it got a buff in Ultra Sun and Moon. It got buffed, meaning that it got better. But it gets access to Rapid Spin, so I now have a Rapid Spinner, which is great. So that's something that's already great for me. In Sun and Moon, in Ultra Sun and Moon, I mean, it gets access to Power Whip and Knockoff. Knockoff, in my opinion, is the best move in the entire game. And then it gets Power Whip, so you're not forced to run Trop Kick. I could still run Trop Kick if I want to, but now I have the option at least. Also, it gets access to Aromatherapy. meaning I could use it as a cleric and heal up my teammates if, you know, if like Porygon 2 is toxic, or, you know, Hawlucha gets burned, or whatever it may be. I can go ahead and heal that off, and it gets access to something else that I was thinking. U-turn and recovery synthesis. I can't remember if it had synthesis already in Sun and Moon, or if that was a buff in Ultra, but either way, it gets recovery. But it also gets access to U-turn. So 3 of my 4 current Pokemon can U-turn, and Coco can Volt Switch too. But you know, this thing, it gets some pretty great moves. But with it being a grass type, it is kind of bulky. With 98 in both of the defenses, it only has 72 in HP, so HP is not the best, but 98 in both the defenses is pretty good, and base 120 attack means that I might not even have to invest in attack. I could invest in bulk, or in speed, or in HP, or, you know, whatever I want to do, and still hit hard. But let's be honest, I'm going to be investing in that attack, boy, because we're about to hit hard, baby. But oh man, I just flickered. Did you see that? I think this video is gonna be so fucked. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I'm rolling with it. I'm just gonna watch it at the end. Okay, but yeah, with aromatherapy, I think that Serena will just be a great fit for the team personally, and I'm doing Serena for Ches, man. Shout out to Ches. That's my homeboy. That's I kind of took him under my wing like a little brother, man. Even though he be whooping my ass in Smash, he goes to my local Smash Bros club, and he mains Bayonetta, so he's pretty fucking good. But he's pretty fucking good anyways, okay? He's really good anyways, and then you pair that, you know, he be saucing me with whatever, Dr. Mario, with whatever character he wants. Then you pair him with the best character in the game, and he just wins tournaments, bro. He's good, so shout out to him. And he's a mod in my streams, in my Discord. So, yeah. Remember, Discord, in the pinned comment down here. Not the description, in the pinned comment. Pinned comment is a link to my Discord. Join it. Join it if you're interested, okay? But yeah, so shout out to Ches, and welcome to the team, Serena. And Serena's probably just going to be regular. I might mix it up sometime and do a shiny, but for the most part, it'll be regular. Up next, I have got Haxorus. Now, Haxorus is always going to be shiny. There's no doubt about it. Straight up shiny. I was looking at my team so far with Coco, Lucha, Rena, and P2. And I was like, okay, I don't have a core yet. I don't have either of my cores yet. So I need a dragon. Because dragons, I feel like dragons and fairies are like the hardest to come by. You know what I mean? Just because there's so few, like especially fairies, since fairy is like a new typing. You know what I mean? Like there's not that many fairies. And then dragons, you know what I mean? We got to look out. But I liked Haxorus actually in tier 3, so I'm gonna use a free pick on it. And Haxorus with Mold Breaker. So we have a second Pokemon with Mold Breaker, and this thing, oh my lord, 147 base attack, okay? Incredible. Pair that with 97 base speed and the fact that it gets Dragon Dance, so I can set up and boost that speed and that attack is incredible. It gets access to Mold Breaker, like I said, so I can use Earthquake, and I can hit levitating Pokemon like Rotom, like Cresselia, like the Lake Trio Pokemon. You know, anything that gets Levitate, you know what I mean? I can hit it with Earthquake. I can hit, you know, whatever. You know, whatever I feel like doing, I can do it, okay? That's all you need to know. I can do it, okay? But no, this thing is super good. It gets access to Poison Jab. I think it gets Iron Head as well. Do you get Iron Head? Or am I just talking? Am I just talking right now? You get Iron Tail. I knew you got something made of iron, bro. But, and then, you know, with base 147 attack, though, an Outrage coming from this thing, or even just a Dragon Claw, is going to hit tremendously hard. Plus, with it having access to Earthquake, and, you know, this thing, I feel like base 97 is really good because it's going to force base 100 Pokemon that I may go against, like If I go against like Mew or Victini or, you know, Manaphy, whatever it may be, it basically forces them to run Jolly or Timid or Naive or you know, a plus speed nature, because they don't want to risk getting outsped by Haxorus and then, you know, getting hit with a super powerful physical attack. So that's why I feel like base 97 speed is so good, and it's also going to be great Choice Scarf, Choice Banded, and the fact that I can set up with it. Also, we got 2 Z Captains, and I'm just going to go ahead and say them now. My Z Captains are Taboo Koko and Haxorus. So, Haxorus, I'm actually naming for Leo, because shout out to my boy Leo, 6 Foot Hax. He hit 20,000 subscribers not that long ago, so congrats, buddy. Shout out to him. And he actually, I don't know if I can say that, actually. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So anyways, forget that I said the last part. But, so yeah, shout out to Leo. Haxorus, like I said, is always going to be shiny. And let's go ahead and get into our next pick here, which is a Lowland Persian. Now, I kind of fucked up with this one, straight up. I did. And I didn't realize that I couldn't use Z Parting Shot. So Parting Shot is another move that's like U-turn and Volt Switch. It basically, or Baton Pass. You use it and you switch out, right? You use it and it minuses your opponent's attack and special attack by 1 stage. And then you switch. So basically it gives you a free switch because your opponent is probably going to switch out. They're probably going to switch out after having -1 attack and -1 special attack. Usually. Not always, but usually. So, I wanted this because I wanted to use Z Parting Shot, and it turns out that after the draft I found out I can't do that. So that's why I made Coco my other Z Captain, because I was going to go with Haxorus and a Lowland Persian, and, you know, RIP, can't do that. But anyways, this thing is still, I think it's still, like, stupid fast. Yeah, base 115 speed with the Fur Coat ability, which I think is really cool, because that was the signature ability to Furfrou, which basically halves the damage done by physical attacks. So, you know, it only has 60 defense, but if you think about it, physical moves are cut in half. So it's a lot more bulky on the physical side, even though it has really low HP and defenses. Basically, it has low everything except speed. Speed's 115, but it gets access to Taunt, it gets Foul Play, it gets Parting Shot. So 3 of those moves right there don't even matter about your attack stat. Like, they're just great utility moves. It can run. It also gets Technician, so it can power up weaker moves. And I'm pretty sure it gets access to Fake Out still. Yep, it does. It does get Fake Out, so that's really cool. And I think you get Knockoff, right? God, you better get Knockoff. What the fuck? You don't? Wow. It doesn't get Knockoff. I really could have swore it did, but it doesn't. Okay. Actually, you know what? It might. It might get Knockoff. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think this Smogon is 100% updated yet with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I think it's only on Sun and Moon as of right now. But I could be wrong. So we'll if it gets Knockoff, it gets Knockoff. If not, you know, don't worry about it. But basically, it's very, very frail. It's kind of it's not even a glass cannon. It's just glass. But it's utility. And I think that if I pair it with the right teams, it probably won't come every week, maybe not even that often, or maybe it'll come all the time. I'm not sure, but I feel like if I can pair it well with the other things in the party, then this thing can be great. And I'm actually going to name this for Radar, because I want to give a shout out to my boy Kelly under the Radar, great friend of mine, just like Leo. They're both like brothers to me, man. Very close. They are my brothers. Fuck it, they're my brothers, man. Shout out to both of them. And I've seen him draft this thing at least once, I think a couple times though, and he like goes off with it and he loves it and he talks it up, and I was like, man, I want it, I want it, I want it. And of course, whenever I can fucking get it, I can't even use Z Parting Shot, so RIP. But Still, I think it'll still be cool, I guess. But to keep it 100 with you, I probably wouldn't have picked it if I would have known that I can't use the only thing I wanted it for. But, you know, Parting Shot's still cool, I guess. And you get U-Turn, so still gets U-Turn. So that's pretty cool. And if I take a look at my next pick, it is actually Reuniclus, or Reuniclus. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. I think that's what they say in the anime, Reuniclus. But they also say, like, Arceus in the anime. And, you know, that sounds fucking dumb, too. So, I like Reuniclus better. But, anyways, I probably piss people off with that. I don't even care. Lowland Persian's not going to be shiny. It's going to be regular, by the way. Reuniclus will be shiny, but this gives me a bulky psychic type, which is something that I have never had. Well, actually, I just lied to you. I guess I had Slowking. I always forget that. I always think of Slowking as a water type. I don't think of it as a psychic type, but I guess it was both. But, Reuniclus, bulky psychic type, 110 HP, 75 defense, 85 special defense, 125 special attack. So this thing hits hard as hell, okay? And look at it. He's so happy. He's just like a little embryo. He's like a little baby. And this thing is set up with Calm Mind. It gets Trick Room. Okay. I couldn't even say that with a straight face, man. I don't fucking use Trick Room. But Calm Mind I can set up. And you know, it's gonna get Shadow Ball. I think it gets. Do you get Moonblast? I feel like you get a Fairy move. You get a Fairy move? It's not Moonblast. You get Knockoff for some reason. You probably get Dazzling Gleam, don't you? Nope, you don't. Okay, maybe you don't get a Fairy move at all, and I'm just tripping. I think I'm probably tripping, but it does get Flash Cannon and Energy Ball, so it does get access to some great moves and with variety. But moves aside, hell, even stats aside, this thing has abilities, bro. It's got Overcoat, which I don't really care about, but it has Regenerator, which is something that was huge for me in the WBE. As you remember, like I just said, I had Slowking, I also had Tangrowth, I had a Regenerator core, so that was really helpful to know that I can take damage and that I can switch out, and whenever I come back in, I'm going to get 33% of my health back. So that's pretty good. It also gets Magic Guard, okay? Magic Guard is probably even better, because Magic Guard means that you only take damage from attacks. So I don't take damage from Stealth Rocks. I don't take damage from Recoil. I don't take damage from or Life Orb. I don't take damage from Spikes. I don't take damage from status like Poison, whatever. I don't take Hail damage. Don't take Sand damage. You know what damage I take? I take attack damage. That's it. Shout out to the baby. That's what I like to see, man. And I love the shiny because it's blue. Obviously this one's green because it's the regular, but yeah, I like this thing a lot, and I've never got to pick it because I'm always in leagues with my homie John, my boy Pokemon, and he always picks it, man. So I never even get to use it. But yeah. So, you know, shout out to John. Sorry I didn't think about naming this after you, bro, but, you know, shout out to you anyways. But I'm actually naming this one for Brandino, because shout out to my boy Brandon, who is actually my little brother's best friend, and my brother Keegan, it's his best friend, and, you know, he's one of my best friends too. He's like a little brother to me, man. So, you know, shout out to him. And I usually either name my Tangrowth Brandino or Watermelon, but you know, this time you get to be Blobby, man. You get to be Reuniclus, so, you know, enjoy and don't fuck it up. No, but for real, though, man, I'm so excited to have this on the team. It gives us some more bulk to pair with Porygon, too. And this is the wonkiest draft I've ever had. Oh, my God, looking at it. I don't even know how much I like it, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun, but I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. But anyways, going into the next pick, our 8th pick. I took Darmanitan. Now, Darmanitan was not my first choice. Hell, it wasn't even my second choice, to be honest. I wanted Rotom Heat. I wanted Rotom Heat so bad, for the fact that off the top of my head, I can only think of 2 Mold Breaker users that get Earthquake. One's Haxorus, which is on my team. The other is Excadrill. There's and I'm not counting the lower evolutions like Drillbur or, you know, whatever the fuck evolves into Haxorus, Axew. And, you know, I'm not counting those. I mean, like, other Pokemon with Mold Breaker, I like Ampharos, I don't think gets it, but, like, yeah. Or, Mega Ampharos, I mean. But, I wanted Rotom Heat, but then, I was talking to my boy Dan. I was talking to A-Drive, and he's like, bro, you know terrain doesn't help with Rotom, right? Because it's levitating. And I was like, oh. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Like, okay, well, I guess I don't really need that. And then it got sniped anyways. Like, somebody took it, and I was like, oh, well, shit. So, then, after that, I kind of wanted Chandelure, to be honest. And I have a Fire Ghost type, but ultimately I did go with Darmanitan for the just the fact that the move pool is so clean. It's still 95 base speed, so I have a clean speed tier. It's gonna be right there with Haxorus, and once again, it's going to pressure those base 100 Pokemon, which I like. I like putting pressure on. And Sheer Force is going to power up moves. It's going to allow me to run like Life Orb and not have to worry about recoil. So that's really cool. And then just the fact that it gets U-turn, I have another Pokemon that can pivot. So I have Koko, Hawlucha, Serena, Persian, Darmanitan. 5 of my 8 Pokemon can pivot out, which is amazing. I have never had this much momentum on a team before, and that is something that I really was looking forward to. I believe that this thing can set up. It gets Belly Drum. It does not get Agility. It gets Swords Dance. Nope, it does not get Swords Dance. I guess it just gets Belly Drum. I thought that I got something else. But it still gets Will-O-Wisp, which is kind of cool if I ever want to run that. I doubt it. I doubt I would run Will-O-Wisp on this. But you never know, because sometimes I do weird shit. That's what I like to do. I like to have fun. I like to play for style points, remember, like I said. So, but this thing is super cool. And, yeah, man, you know, shout out to Darmanitan, I guess. But this Darmanitan is actually going to be named for Clayton. Shout out to my boy Clayton, man. That's the MVP right there. I met Clayton through Twitch, YouTube, and he subscribed to me on Twitch. He actually bought one of the Miami Donphans shirts, guys, which are actually gone now. They're no more, so too late to get one. But he actually got one of those shirts, so shout out to him. I love it, and, you know, get money. Okay, up next is Wheezing. Now, oh my god, this video is so long. I am so sorry, guys. I am just babbling on. Wheezing. Okay, I wanted Toxic Spikes on my team, okay? Toxic Spikes I wanted so bad. And Wheezing actually is really awesome because not only does it get Toxic Spikes, but it's levitating. So it's here's another reason, or another Pokemon that levitates that's weak to Earthquake, okay? So, in theory, Haxorus could hit Wheezing with Earthquake, but Haxorus is on my team. So that's another reason why I was like, okay, well, Wheezing's going to be even better on my team. Excuse me. Wheezing's going to be even better on my team because one of the Pokemon that threaten it are on my team. So, in theory, it's only weak to Psychic types. So, you know, all I gotta do is stay clear of those. But the fact that I get access to Will-O-Wisp, I get Taunt, I get Pain Split, and I'm levitating, I get Toxic Spikes. This thing is really good, and for a tier 5 Pokemon, like I think that's a straight deal. Like I think you kind of have to go with it. It even gets Rollout, and you already know the Donphans roll out, baby. So you know, I thought that this was really cool. It gets a really funny move pool. You know, it gets things like Thunderbolt. There, I told you it gets Will-O-Wisp, so it gets some fire moves, and gets Flamethrower, dude. Like, this thing is just funny, bro. Look at it. We're gonna be using the shiny one. Darmanitan, we're gonna use the regular regular version. Wheezing, we're gonna use the shiny version, and I just like this. It also gets Destiny Bond. I forgot about that. But the fact that it's levitating is kind of a curse, though, because I can't absorb Toxic Spikes. So that's one problem. If my opponent sets up Toxic Spikes, I can't absorb them with Wheezing, but I can still spin them away with Serena, or defog them with Hawlucha. I think Hawlucha gets defog now. I think Taboo Koko gets defog now too in Ultra Sun and Moon. I think that both of those got access to defog. So that's something that I'll have to double check. But if not, I still have a spinner with Serena, and you know, it is what it is, right? And Toxic Spikes, they're whatever to me. I could care less. So coming against me, but now I got them on my team, so I can use them against my opponents, which is going to be really cool. And I'm actually naming this one. I'm naming this one for Special K. So shout out to Special K, my boy Kyle, or his name is also Kyle. K, you know, I'm not going to say his government name, but, you know, Special K, another person from my local Smash Bros. Scene who just beats my ass all the time. Him and Ches both come over and stream with me all the time. So if you guys watch my streams, you've seen him here. He plays Captain Falcon, and he's always bodying me on the stream, okay? So, you know, shout out to him. It was funny because he actually said in my Discord, he's like, I hope that Wheezing just goes off and becomes MVP, or he said something like that. So I was like, you know what? Like, fuck it. I'm about to just name this thing after him. So this is just, I got 4 Special K, the Wheezing, and that's how we do it, baby. Whew, getting tired. It is 4 in the morning right now. It's 4 in the morning while I'm recording this, and I think it's going to go up in the morning. So it's probably going to go up in a few hours. But anyways, my next pick is Seismitoad. So I was looking here, and I was like, well, I have a fairy and a dragon, and I have a fire and a grass. So I don't have either of my cores. I need a steel type to complete my fairy dragon steel core, and I need a water type to complete my fire, water, grass core. So I was looking, and my boy Lantern was still there. And actually, I passed on Lantern, and then my boy A-Drive, Dan, drafted it. So take care of it for me, buddy. If you for some reason watch this video, I doubt that you'd watch 40 minutes of it. But you know, anyways, shout out to Dan. Take care of my Lantern, bro. But I wanted to go with something that I haven't used before, and frogs are my favorite animal. Y'all should know this if you know me. So and Kyle, he's a toad. He's not a frog. Same shit. You know, I don't care. But I went with Seismitoad, man, because of the fact that he's a ground type. It does give me an electric immunity, so that's pretty cool. And it's wait, hold on, let me look this up. It's water absorb. It also gets, so it is immune to electric moves, but it's also immune to water moves, which is pretty dope. It also gets access to Swift Swim. It also gets Poison Touch. All 3 of its abilities, I think, are very good. Poison Touch I can run if I want to try and get like a cheeky, you know, poison on something. But this thing gets Stealth Rocks. So that's one thing that I needed. I needed a rocker. I don't think Wheezing gets Stealth Rocks now I think about it. I don't know why I thought Wheezing got Stealth Rocks. But it definitely doesn't. Yeah, it definitely does not get Stealth Rocks. But that don't matter because Seismitoad does. So that's going to be really cool for us. It's also just going to be, I think it's decently bulky, right? 105 HP, 75 in the defenses. So not the bulkiest, but, you know, 105 HP is pretty good. And then 95 in attack and 85 in special attack. So it's kind of, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to test it out. Oh my god, I forget who has it in the XBL. I honestly forget. I think it might be Hera, my boy Hera Horde, maybe, that has him. I think I'm wrong. I think I fucked that up. I don't know, but somebody has them, and I was like, man, okay, that thing's pretty clean. I think I want to try that out. Stab Earthquake, Stab Water moves, and you know, it's just it's clean, dude. This thing is clean, and it gets a lot of poison moves. Unfortunately, it does not get toxic spikes, but and it doesn't get regular spikes either, but it does get stealth rocks. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it does give me a water type to throw in there at the end. So I was looking, and I don't have a mega, and I knew what my mega was going to be like 3 rounds ago, because one thing about mega Pokemon is I feel like unless you take one like in the first 5 picks, you're not going to get a good one. Like, that's just how it is. I feel like the megas, like, I don't know, like some of them aren't that good, but it's not even that they're not good. Actually, it's the value of them. The value of the mega is what's the most important. So, in my opinion. So, I feel like if somebody takes like the rawest tier 1 megas, you might as well wait and get a lower tier mega. Or, what I did was I actually let people take their megas, and I was just working on my other things that I wanted, and I was keeping an eye on everybody's team. And once I saw that everybody either had a tier 1 mega or a steel type, I knew that I could wait and get Mega Scizor with the last pick. Because once it came down to it, I was looking at everybody and I was like, okay, either you have a steel type already, or you already have a mega, or you don't have a mega or a steel type, but you can't get a tier 1 mega. So you know, there was a few of us that waited till the last round and got some megas, and I feel like that's really clutch, especially the fact that I was able to come out with Mega Scizor. Completes my Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Taboo Koko, Haxorus, and Mega Scizor. I think it's a pretty damn good core. My Fire Water Grass core is not that great at all, in my opinion. Serena's really good, but Darmanitan, Seismitoad, both of those are meh to me. Oh, and Seismitoad, shout out to him. I do like Seismitoad though as a Pokemon, and I'm hoping that it's gonna be good on my team. And I'm naming that B More because shout out to B More. Shout out to my boy B More, baby. He subbed to me on Twitch and on YouTube, and he's a hell of a good guy, man. He's in my Discord. Remember, join my Discord. And Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor, baby. It keeps Technician from Scizor. We just had Scizor in the WBE, and this thing has an incredible 150 attack stat. 150 attack with 140 in defense and 100 in special defense and 70 HP. So this thing is bulky, and it hits hard as hell. It gets a little bit of a speed boost, putting it at 75, so it's still not fast, but it's not the slowest anymore. I mean, it's still pretty slow, but it's not like god awful. It's just pretty bad. Speed-wise, but the fact that it gets priority Bullet Punch with Technician and Stab and base 150 attack means that it's going to just do damage, bro. Like, this thing is going to dominate. It gets U-Turn. It gets the best move in the game, in my opinion, Knockoff. It gets Swords Dance. You know what I mean? You guys saw how I did with Scizor. It also gets access to Defog. So I thought that this Pokemon would be really good, and I saved the best name for last. This one is going to be for Jake. Shout out to my boy Jake, who is my AC, who was my only homeboy holding it down for me in my front office in the WBE, and he did kind of have to step away. So I wanted to name my Mega after you, bro. And, you know, I hope that all is well there. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. If you, for some reason, watched the whole video, God, I love you so much, and I appreciate you. I need to get better at doing these draft analysis videos, because I see people upload them in, like, 23 minutes, and they're, like, the best. Or, like, 20 minutes, or even 30 minutes. Mine took 45. It should never take that long. So I'm so sorry, but I hope you like the content. So I hope that you guys liked chilling and hanging out with me. That's all I got, Donphans. Please subscribe if you're new and thumbs up the video. I appreciate it. Pinned comment is a link to my Discord. Join it if you wanna, if you wanna be in there and kick it with me. But that's all I got, Donphans. Roll out.